My girlfriend said, "It's just metal." I replied, "I'll treat you like one." Then I pulled the security footage, filed charges and a lawsuit, moved out with my Challenger, and I just smiled because she never saw the judge's verdict coming. Original post: I am 29. My now ex-girlfriend Ashley is 27. We were together just over 2 years. No kids. We live in a mid-sized city where every third car is either a beat-up sedan or someone's loud pride and joy. Mine was the second kind. I work at a parts warehouse during the day and help out at a small garage some evenings. I am not rich, but I work a lot and I save. Since I was a teenager, I wanted one car, a Dodge Challenger. Black, wide stance, something that made my inner 16-year-old shut up and stare. Last year, I finally had enough. I had a decent credit score and a solid down payment. I spent weeks looking at listings. Test drove 3. When I found my Challenger, a 2019 in black with just under 40,000 miles, I knew. I signed the papers with my hands a little shaky. When I pulled up outside our apartment for the first time, I expected Ashley to scream or at least smile big. She walked out, crossed her arms, and said, "It's loud." Then, "So how much debt did you just put us into?" It stung. I told her my own money, my own loan, that I had a plan. She shrugged. "As long as it doesn't mess with vacations." Then she took a selfie with it and posted, "My man finally got a grown-up toy." Ashley talked about her ex a lot, Derek, the fun one. He had a Camaro in college. She and her friends loved to tell stories about lake nights and backseat adventures. I laughed along at first, but I always felt a small twist in my stomach when she brought him up. After a few weeks with the Challenger, Ashley started wanting the keys. A lot. "Let me drive to brunch. My friends need to see this thing." "Can I take it to my mom's? She'll freak out." I never get to drive anything fun. The first time I let her take it alone, she came back with fresh curb rash on one rim and a laugh. "Oops, it's fine, you're handy." I told myself it was just a car, but I started to notice small things: fast turns, late braking, parking over the lines, the way she would slam the door with her hip while talking on the phone. We made a rule. She could drive, but only if I was in the car. She rolled her eyes and called me dramatic, but agreed. That rule broke on a Friday in June. My warehouse job is open late on Fridays. That day, my manager asked if I could cover a double shift. Ashley had the day off. "I'll drop you," she said. "No way are you leaving the Challenger in that sketchy lot overnight. I'll bring it back when I pick you up." It sounded reasonable. She kissed me, grabbed the keys, and joked, "Don't worry, I'll bring him back in one piece." At 5 p.m., she drove off. At 8 p.m., during my break, I checked my phone. No texts. I sent, "You good?" No answer. At 11:45, my shift ended. I clocked out and walked to the lot. The lights buzzed overhead. The asphalt was mostly empty. No Challenger. I waited. 10 minutes. 15. My stomach tightened. I called. No answer. I texted again. "Where are you?" At 12:10, headlights swung into the lot. The Challenger rolled in faster than I liked. Ashley was at the wheel. Her hair was a mess. Her cheeks were flushed. She leaned across the seat and opened my door from the inside. Sorry, she said, laughing. "Time just disappeared." I was with the girls. Her breath smelled like vodka and a men's cologne I do not wear. There was a faint, sweet perfume I did recognize. She only wore it when she wanted attention. When I sat down, the driver's seat was pushed farther back than Ashley ever has it. The radio was on a station I never use. The cabin smelled heavy, not just alcohol, sweat. On the drive home, I saw the scratch in the sodium light when we pulled into our spot, a long white line down the rear quarter panel. Deep, deliberate. "Did someone hit you?" I asked. She waved a hand. "Probably in the parking lot." "People are animals. You'll fix it." I did not respond. I walked slowly around the car with my phone light. The scratch curved a little at the end, like someone had dragged a key while walking. I opened the back door to look at the panel gap. On the floor mat behind the driver's seat, half tucked under the rail, there was a crumpled condom wrapper. Not a brand I use. My chest went cold, not hot, cold and very still. I did not storm in and scream. I did not throw the wrapper away. I picked it up with a rag, put it in a sandwich bag from the kitchen, sealed it, and left it on my desk. Then I went back outside, locked the car, and walked around the side of the building to the security office. "Hey," I said to the night guard, "you mind if I look at last night's footage of the lot? I think someone might have messed with my car." Update 1. The guard, Kenny, has known me for years. He shrugged and let me into the cramped office with a row of monitors and a coffee smell that never really leaves. We pulled up the camera that faces the main row of parking. The time stamps rolled by. At 511, the Challenger pulled out of the lot with Ashley at the wheel. At 11:42, it came back. But instead of parking near the building, it pulled into the far corner, right where the light from the pole only catches the shape, not the details. We watched in silence. The car idled. Then the cabin light flicked on for a moment. 2 shapes in the front. Then the light went off. After a few minutes, the car rocked in small, steady movements. Kenny glanced at me but said nothing. At 11:55, the car moved. The passenger door opened. A tall man in a hoodie got out. He walked around the back, his arm trailing along the rear quarter right where my scratch was. The car pulled off. The face was grainy, but the height, the thin build, the way he leaned a little to one side as he walked. I had seen that in old photos on Ashley's feed, pictures she never fully deleted. Derek. "Can I get a copy of that?" I asked. My voice sounded far away. "Yeah," Kenny said. "No problem." He put it on a flash drive. When I got home, Ashley was in the shower. I could hear music through the bathroom door. I went into our bedroom, grabbed my laptop, and checked our shared location app. We had turned it on when she got paranoid about walking at night. Her timeline from earlier that evening showed a stop at a bar across town around 9 p.m., then a stop behind a closed strip of shops near the highway, right where I knew a certain gas station sat. That gas station has cameras that face the road. I knew because I had helped a different friend pull footage once after his car got sideswiped. I sat on the edge of the bed. I listened to the water run. I watched the steam under the door. I waited. When she came out, she was wrapped in a towel. "You okay?" she asked. "You're quiet." "Tired," I said. "Double shift. I'm going to crash." She kissed my cheek. "You worry too much about the car," she said. "It's just metal." I didn't sleep much. At 8 a.m., on my day off, I drove to that gas station. I bought a coffee I did not want and waited until there were no customers at the counter. Then I asked the clerk if the manager was around. I explained calm that someone might have scratched my car near their lot and I was hoping to see if the cameras caught anything. The manager came out, mid-40s, tired eyes. He listened, looked at the Challenger through the window and nodded. "We keep 2 weeks of footage," he said. "I can't give you a copy without corporate, but I can let you look." We went into a small back room, one screen, one timeline. At 1009 the night before, my Challenger pulled into the far corner of their lot, Ashley at the wheel, Derek in the passenger seat. They talked, she laughed. Then they both climbed into the back. The car rocked for a long time. When they were done, Derek got out. Ashley stayed in the driver's seat, looking at her phone. He walked behind the car, key in hand, and dragged it along the paint with a lazy flick of his wrist. I watched myself being disrespected in real time, still no rage, just a clear picture. "Can you pause there?" I asked. He did. I took photos of the screen, not perfect, but enough. The manager sighed. "You want corporate's number?" he asked. "If the police ask, I can send this to them." "Yes," I said. "Please." Back in my car, I stared at the steering wheel. I thought about going home and yelling. I thought about throwing her stuff out the window. But yelling would only give her something to point at. Instead, I went to a small strip office 2 blocks from my apartment. A lawyer's name was on the door in plain black letters. I had seen it on my way to work 100 times. Inside, the receptionist looked up. "Do you have an appointment?" "No," I said, "but my girlfriend's ex keyed my car on camera and I think they hooked up in it. I want to know every option I have." Update 2, the lawyer's name was Gomez, late 30s, calm, slow way of talking. He listened to the whole story without interrupting. "You have 3 issues," he said when I was done. "Cheating, vandalism, and the fact this is your car, not hers." He tapped the table. "The court doesn't care about cheating, not directly, but they care about property damage and harassment." We filed a police report that day for criminal damage to property. I gave them the flash drive from my work, the contact for the gas station manager, the photos of the scratch, and a written timeline. The officer assigned to the case called me 2 days later. "We got the footage from the station," she said. "We can clearly see him scratching the car. We can see them both in it. We'll be calling them in." At the same time, Gomez drafted a civil demand letter. It went to both Ashley and Derek. It said in plain words that we had evidence of intentional damage and that I expected full payment for repairs, loss of value, and fees. If they didn't pay, we would take it to small claims court. Ashley got the letter on a Thursday. That night, she stormed into the apartment waving the envelope. "What is this?" she said. "A demand for what you and Derek did," I said. She scoffed. "It was his idea. He did the scratch. I didn't tell him to." "You told him enough for him to feel comfortable having sex with you in my car," I said. My voice was level. "That's not a stranger. That's a partner in what happened." "You're insane," she said. "You're going to sue me over a scratch, over a stupid car, after everything I've done for you." "You disrespected me," I said. "You lied to me. You brought another man into something I worked years to afford. You both damaged it and laughed. This is me treating it like the serious thing it is." She tried another tactic, tears. "I was drunk," she said. "He pressured me. I made a mistake. We can go to counseling. You're really going to ruin Derek's life." "Derek ruined Derek's life," I said. "When he keyed a car on camera." She posted about it that same night. "I know because people sent me screenshots." "Imagine being so obsessed with a car you drag your girlfriend to court," she wrote under a black background. "Men are fragile." A few of her friends commented, "Red flag." "Run, girl," I replied to no one. But when one mutual friend messaged me privately, I sent him one short clip. The video of the back seat rocking, Derek's hand on the paint. No words, his reply came back. "Oh yeah, that's different." The police interviewed Ashley and Derek a week later. They both tried to downplay it. Derek said it was a harmless prank. Charges went ahead anyway. Between the criminal case and my civil one, Derek's employer found out. He worked at a small dealership. They decided they did not want someone on staff who vandalized cars for fun. They let him go. Ashley found that out from him, not me. One night I heard her in the kitchen screaming on the phone. "He is doing this to us, not just you," she said. "He is obsessed." I was in my room packing a duffel bag. I had already signed a lease on a small one-bedroom across town. The lease on our current place was in my name only. I gave Ashley 30 days written notice to move. The day before I left, I put my keys and my garage fob in my pocket, loaded my boxes into the Challenger, and left a short note on the counter. "I will be paying the last month's rent alone. After that, this place is yours to deal with. Do not contact me unless it's through my lawyer." When I drove away, I did not look back at the building. I watched the road. 3 months later, the civil case went to court. Ashley came in wearing a plain dress. Derek looked like he had borrowed a suit from someone smaller. The judge watched the footage, read the repair estimates, and read the police report. Derek tried the same line. "I didn't mean for it to be serious. It was a joke." The judge looked at him for a long moment. "You dragged a key along someone's car," he said. "That is never a joke." Ashley's lawyer argued that she hadn't done the scratch herself and shouldn't be liable. Gomez slid a printed screenshot from her group chat to the judge. In it, Ashley had written, "He literally marked up his stupid man toy." He's going to cry when he sees it. The judge rated. Then he looked at her. You knew about the damage and you mocked it, he said. You benefited from the use of the car and participated in the situation that led to this. You are liable as well. The ruling was simple. Derek and Ashley were jointly responsible for the cost of repairs and an additional amount for diminished value and fees. When we walked out of the courtroom, Gomez shook my hand. You handled that well, he said. Most people yell. Judges don't like yelling. Yelling wouldn't fix the paint, I said. Update 3, life got quieter after that. I moved fully into my new place. Small living room, tiny kitchen, 1 bedroom, and a single-car garage that fit the Challenger like a glove. No shared parking lot. No strangers walking close. Ashley paid the first installment of the judgment late. Derek didn't pay anything. The court started garnishing a portion of his new wages after he eventually got hired at a warehouse. She tried to reach out a month after the ruling. New number. Can we please talk? She texted. No lawyers, just us. I stared at the screen for a long second and then typed, at a coffee shop, public, 30 minutes. We met near my new place. She looked different, less makeup, dark circles under her eyes. She stirred her coffee more than she drank it. You look good, she said quietly. Healthier. Thanks, I said. She took a breath. I'm sorry, she said. I know that doesn't mean much. I messed up. I was angry that you loved that car so much. I felt like it replaced me. I wanted to prove it was just metal, and I let Derek get in my head. It was stupid. I lost you and now I'm paying for it every month. Literally. I know you're paying, I said. I see the checks. She gave a weak laugh. I thought you'd be more angry, she said. I said, but anger passes, the facts stay. She looked at me, eyes watery. Is there any chance we could try again? I'm not with Derek, he's a mess. I've learned a lot, I'm in therapy, I know my patterns now, we were good once. No, I said, her mouth stayed open. Just like that? Yes, I said, just like that. You didn't just cheat. You did it in something you knew mattered to me. You let someone damage it to hurt me. Then you laughed and lied. I believe you're sorry. I also believe I don't ever want to give you something of mine to hold again. You're cold, she said. You used to be warm. I used to trust you, I said. Now I don't. She sniffed, wiped her face, and stared at the table. So that's it, she said. That's it, I said. I stood up, dropped a couple of bills on the table for my coffee, and left. She didn't follow. Final update, it has been almost a year since the night in the parking lot. The Challenger is still here. The scratch is gone. The paint is better than before. After the settlement, I found a shop that prides itself on details. They blended the panel, polished the whole car, and even fixed that old rim rash. I keep the car clean, not obsessive, just careful, no food inside, no drunk passengers, no one else drives it. My life is smaller in some ways. No messy shared apartment, no constant drama about how I spend my time. I go to work, I help at the garage when they need me. I come home to a quiet place that smells like coffee and tire shine. I started dating again recently. Her name is Nina. She is 28. She works as a nurse. On our 4th date, she asked, "So what's with the car rules?" When I refused to let her drive the Challenger on a rainy night, I told her the whole story, not every detail, but enough. The back seat, the key, the court. She listened. She did not laugh. She did not say I was dramatic. "That sucks," she said finally. "I'm sorry someone did that to you." Then she added, "And yeah, I'd be protective too. You worked hard for it. I'm fine in my own car." Sometimes when we go out, she drives behind me in her hatchback. We park side by side. She teases me about backing into every spot. I tease her about her lunch containers rolling around on the floor. Every now and then, I hear about Ashley and Derek. A friend told me Ashley had to move in with a roommate and pick up extra shifts to keep up with bills. Derek bounced through a couple of jobs. The vandalism charge makes some employers nervous. I don't feel happy when I hear that. I don't feel sad either. It feels like old news about people I used to know. The other night, I pulled into that same gas station where it all happened. I paid for fuel, washed the windshield, and stood for a second under the harsh lights. In the glass, I saw myself, older than a year ago, maybe a little harder around the eyes, but steady. I got back into the Challenger, closed the door gently, and sat for a moment with the engine idling. The seat was in the right place. The radio was on my station. There was no cologne that wasn't mine, no wrapper on the floor, just me. Ashley once said, "It's just metal." Maybe it is. But it taught me something about who gets a seat in my life and who only gets to watch from the sidewalk. I put the car in gear, rolled out of the lot, and let the road open up in front of me.